Happy eclipse season. In this video today, I will touch on the eclipse a little bit, but actually, more importantly, this video is all about a message from the Apricot Rose. Now, this is a part of my Rose Garden series. I haven't created a video in this series for a little while, and someone did request the Apricot Rose, I think it was last year, but finally it was the right time. And in fact, I've been aware of it for probably about 10 days and aware of the message, but I haven't had the opportunity to create the video, which is perfect because it actually does time in with the, or no, it doesn't time with it. It's just an important message for navigating this eclipse season, but it's an important message for any time. So if you're watching this, we're past the eclipse season, it is still a really important message for you. If you don't know me, I'm Jacquelyn Atkins. Welcome to my channel. I'm a channel of the Rose Line, and I also share the frequencies of individual roses and the message that they have for us, which is, for me, they're my teachers. They help me, they support me in this journey of life. They teach me to understand myself better, and their wisdom is so profound. So today you will hear from the Apricot Rose. Before I get into the message, I do just want to share something very special with you. As you know, the eclipse season, it can be a little rocky. Expect the unexpected during an eclipse, and certainly on the other side of it, life can look very different. However, we have a gift this eclipse season. Right in the middle, between the two eclipses, is the equinox. So for some of you, that is the spring equinox. If you're in my hemisphere, it is the autumn equinox. But regardless of where you are in the world, the fact that at that time, on that day, everywhere across the planet has equal light and dark. It's a time of, sorry, I keep getting little itches. It's a time of equilibrium for the planet, or what I often call harmony. It's a harmonious time. And so to have that in the middle of the eclipse season, I think is really powerful. I'm really excited about it. So to honor that, I have decided to offer a 2-hour petite retreat. That's what I usually call those little retreats. On the equinox, on the day of the equinox, which is Thursday, March 20th. And I'm actually having it over the exact time of the equinox. So I'm starting 1 hour before and we'll complete 1 hour after. So the energies are going to be so powerful. And I am co-hosting this retreat with the 11 oracles of the Rose Line. Now, if you don't know about the 11 oracles of the Rose Line, that's what I talk about in my channel. And in fact, last November, I did record 11 videos in 11 days, and each one was a different message from a different Rose Line oracle. And interestingly, I recorded that at this location, which is somewhere I'm house sitting, and I've just returned here yesterday for another house sit. So the oracle energy is very strong here. I don't think the owners of the house know that, but it's strong. So the 11 oracles, each of them is going to bring through a message. I will channel a message from each of them around the equinox retreat, around the themes of it, around equilibrium and harmony within. And ultimately, the energy of roses and the energy of the Rose Line is about the sacred union within. Sacred union is a frequency that we would call 5D, that we would call New Earth. That is the frequency held in the rose and the Rose Line. And so what a perfect time to have this at the equinox, when there is equilibrium, there is harmony, there is sacred union on the earth. So I'm very excited for that. That will be held on Zoom. So you do have to register. I will pop the link below. And it's 22 Australian dollars. And you do get a recording. Now that's about £11, 13 euro, 14 US. It's something like that, the conversion. So you will get a replay if you can't be live for the Zoom. Unfortunately, the time zone isn't great if you are in North America or South America, because the equinox is actually happening when you're asleep. So you may not want to get up for it. You're so welcome to, but you will get the replay almost immediately. As soon as it's complete, I'll send out the replay so you can listen to it at your own time and still be in the energies of the equinox. So I do hope you can join me for that. The other exciting thing is I get to see people face to face. So all of you wonderful people who listen to my videos here on YouTube, and I know you as a username, I'll actually get to see you. So I do hope you can join me for that. Okay, back to the apricot rose. So as I said, she came to me probably about 10 days ago, and it was quite a challenging time. I've had quite a lot, like all of us at the moment, a lot going on in my personal life, in my external world, not necessarily directly impacting me, but certainly two big events have been through my children, and they've both involved loss. One, the loss of a relationship, and one, the loss of a father-in-law. And so this came at the time when my son's fiance's dad passed, and it was unexpected. So it was a very big time. And we had planned a family camping trip together last weekend. And so I did fly down to Melbourne with my daughters and met with my son and with his fiance. And we went camping, even though it was sort of in this time not long after he had passed. And I went to the Rose Garden in St Kilda, where I always go when I visit my son in Melbourne. And this apricot rose called me over, and she was like, I'm next. In fact, this particular rose was called, I'll put her on the thumbnail. She was called Apricot Passion. and I sat with her, and she said to me, it's the simple joy. It's not the big complex joy. That's the orange rose. The apricot rose, it's the simple joy. And as I sat with her energy, and she showed me this camping trip that we were doing just south of Melbourne in a place called Phillip Island over the weekend, and just being there with my kids, we have so much fun when we're together. It's a very harmonious the relationship between us all. We just have fun, and it's simple and it's joyful. And that's what the rose showed me. She said, it's just simple joy. This is what is important at this time. Find joy in the simple things. And we can forget that. And it truly was a joyful weekend, even though there was a lot of sorrow and there was grieving. We were providing a lot of emotional support for my son's fiance. But there was a lot of laughter too, and the simplicity of going out and watching birds and swimming in the ocean and just sitting around. Well, there's no campfire. There was a fire ban. We would have liked that. But sitting around together, just enjoying each other. So this is the message from the apricot rose. And then as I pondered this over the week, she said, if you can take this message into this equinox portal, it will help you to stay centered, to navigate what can be very disruptive energies, chaotic energies, very sudden type energies. There can be sudden changes that come during an eclipse season. And so if you can carry the energy of the apricot rose and find the simple joy, it can make all the difference. And I was thinking about it today before I recorded this. I'm looking after the sweetest little dog here, Astro. And so I took her to the beach this morning. And I was watching her joy because there was a cyclone here last weekend, just a little aside. And we happened to escape because we were going away for it, so we missed it. But on the beach is very eroded as a result. And as a result, there's a lot of debris on the beach, a lot of logs and fallen trees and so on. Well, watching this little dog in her delight, because there was so much sniffing to do and so many even though she's a female dog, she does a bit of a sort of a cock. It's like a half cock of a leg when she pees. And watching her just run around so excited and just half cock her little leg, and my territory, I felt so much joy. I was just in this incredible joy and laughter just watching her. That is simple joy. That is simple joy. And then I went to a Pilates class, and it's one I haven't done before, and my body was really feeling it. But I made the decision to feel the joy in the body, like feeling my body working. And it was quite interesting to give it that focus and to really feel the joy with that. So as a result of that, I've just carried this joy sort of into the afternoon. And it came from the simplest things. The cat here is called Bebop. And every time I call her name, I start singing Bebopalula. She's my baby. And like that brings me joy. So think about your life. Think about where the simple joys lie. And I'm going to bring in another component to this. And this is something I've talked about a lot in my groups over the years. And this is receiving. Often we block receiving. It's a very yin energy, and because many of us are more used to functioning in the yang, receiving tends to be something down the bottom there that we push down. We don't even focus on it, to be honest. It's almost like we think that's just an automatic thing, but it's not. We very often block receiving because of our stories and our beliefs and so on. So the thing with simple joy is you must receive it. Like, I'm sure many of you have had that experience. Maybe it's after it's been winter or something, and you go out in the sun and you feel the sun on your face. And it's like, oh, and there's such joy in that. But if you truly receive that, instead of going, oh, the sun's on my face, that's nice, you go, oh, feel those sun rays permeating my skin. Oh, feel my body respond to that. Like that is where the simple joy is found. So many things. It can be looking at a flower. It can be seeing something truly beautiful that's man-made as well. It doesn't have to be just nature, but certainly nature is abundant with simple joy. It might be that you get an extra 5 minutes in bed in the morning and you really luxuriate in the sheets and the warmth, or your partner, and you just feel the simple joy of that. There are so many things. As I say that, just in that pause, I heard the fountain over to my side here, the water trickling. I'm not sure if you can hear that. But even that, the sound of trickling water, there's joy in that. So many things. So if you can be in the simple joys through this eclipse season, and then it does not matter what is whirling around you, what chaos there is, what changes come your way, a bit like what I've had lately. There's been just a lot of emotional upheaval, and I've been bringing up a lot of deep stuff that I haven't really, I thought I had looked at, but I hadn't. Just deep grief and just energy that's been pushed down, old energy that's been pushed down. And so this is all a part of this eclipse, especially with that Virgo full moon lunar eclipse last night. That was less than 24 hours ago. So there is, a lot of cleansing and clearing coming. So stay in the simple joy. Find the simple joy. And it will recalibrate you. And in fact, I decided to draw a couple of cards just from the Apricot Rose saying, okay, simple joy, do you want to give us a little bit more information about your message? So I actually was drawn to using 2 of Rebecca Campbell's decks. The first one, my most well-used deck, is the Rose Oracle. And the card that actually came out is the card of Sacred Union. So interesting, I was just talking about this. There it is there. And when I sat with the Apricot Rose and said, well, tell me about this. And the Apricot Rose said, when you're in that place of sacred union, well, actually, no, sorry, the other way around. When you are in joy, even the simple joys, you move into the state of sacred union. It's a byproduct. It's what happens. And when you think that new earth is being created from this place of sacred union, so joy is the key. Joy will bring you into that, the simple joys. And so then I drew one from the Healing Waters Oracle. And this is the ripple effect. Like how beautiful, whoops, there we go. How beautiful is that? The ripple effect. So when you're in that state, when you're in that joy, when you move into that sacred union, that harmony of the yin and yang, of the feminine and masculine, which is what we will be talking about in the Rose Line Equinox Retreat next week. When you're in that, that ripples out to others. And we know that. We know that joy is infectious. When you're around someone who's in that place of joy, it ripples out. And the thing is, you don't even have to be in the vicinity, and the rippling out still happens. So for this eclipse season, find the simple joy. I'd love to hear from you. Where do you find simple joy? What brings you into that place of internal joy? And think of the Apricot Rose. That's her message for you. That's her message for the eclipse season. And in fact, it's like the perfect message for life, isn't it? Rose blessings to you.